What?
Pardon me?
Pardon me? Oh, don't we get posh?
You don't even know how to stand.
What?
And you want to teach kids how to dance?
You know how to stand?
Yes, I do, sweetheart.
You can't even get down into a chair. Oh, you're full of crap.
All your kids' mother.
I will explain the gossip. Never miss this video. Please subscribe to the channel. Kathy Nesbitt-Stein wasn't about to let her previous losses keep her down. After multiple humiliating defeats at the hands of Abby Lee Miller and the ALDC, Kathy did what she does best: regroup, rebuild, and come back louder than ever. With a fresh roster of dancers and a crew of hand-picked choreographers, Kathy's mission was clear: beat Abby at her own game. She brought in choreographers like Blake McGrath and Anthony Burrell, who didn't just shake things up, they rattled the whole competition scene. Under their direction, Candy Apples started debuting bold, aggressive pieces designed to contrast the emotional and lyrical work the ALDC was known for. But make no mistake, the new Candy Apples aesthetic wasn't just about style, it was about getting in Abby's head. And oh boy, it worked. One of the most iconic and downright sneaky moments in this era came when Kathy straight up spied on the ALDC. With competitions being the hotbed for confrontation, Kathy would often arrive early just to scope out what Abby was bringing to the stage. She had scouts, moms whispering in the hallways, and once even tried to sneak a peek at ALDC's rehearsals. Her obsession with Abby reached a boiling point when she staged a routine that mirrored the ALDC's theme before the ALDC had even performed. Was it coincidence? Abby didn't think so. Cue an epic backstage confrontation where accusations of plagiarism were flung like confetti. Of course, Kathy denied everything with her signature smirk and suggested that maybe Abby should take it as a compliment. Kathy's dancers weren't just there for show, they were seriously talented. One standout was Gino, who turned heads the moment he stepped on stage. With his technique, presence, and that infamous kiss with Maddie Ziegler, yes, that happened, Gino became an instant flashpoint of drama. Then came Nick, the powerhouse dancer known for his sharp lines and undeniable stage command. Kathy paraded him around like her golden ticket, the anti-Maddie, if you will. And who could forget Lucas Triana? Straight from Abby's ultimate dance competition, Lucas brought both fire and flair to the Candy Apples. Kathy used Lucas like a chess piece, hoping to draw comparisons and competition with Abby's Golden Girls. These boys weren't just competing. They were part of Kathy's long game. Prove that her dancers, especially the boys, could outperform and outshine Abby's team of polished princesses. Of course, it wouldn't be dance moms without the moms. And when it came to face-offs, Kathy was always locked and loaded. Verbal battles with Christy, Kelly, and Holly became legendary. But Kathy's favorite target? You guessed it, Abby Lee Miller. Their backstage scream matches were the stuff of reality TV legend. From shouting across hallways to full-blown public meltdowns, Kathy and Abby's clashes blurred the line between coach and combatant. Highlights include a Kathy mocking Abby's choreography mid-performance, a Kathy pelting Abby with insults about her weight and ego, a Abby firing back with cutting jabs about Kathy being talentless and petty. At one point, Kathy even brought in noisemakers to drown out Abby's instructions during rehearsal. Petty? Absolutely. Iconic? Also yes. Everything came to a head at Nationals. Kathy's team came in guns blazing with a routine titled Poison Apple, a clear dig at the ALDC. The number was theatrical, filled with snake-like movement, ominous music, and even red apples as props. It was a spectacle and a statement. Abby, naturally, was livid. She called the number desperate, gimmicky, and a cry for attention. But deep down, she knew Kathy had scored a hit, at least in terms of spectacle. When the scores came in, tension peaked. ALDC won, but barely. Kathy was furious, claiming the results were rigged. Abby, of course, gloated for days. It wasn't just a loss for Kathy, it was personal. And just like that, the feud was reignited. Even in defeat, Kathy never rests. After the Nationals debacle, she doubled down, determined to rebuild her team and take a more calculated, professional approach. She scouted talent from across the country and teased a mysterious game-changing choreographer. Back at the Candy Apples studio, Kathy promised fans that the next generation of dancers would be stronger, more innovative, and ready to take on Abby once and for all. She even hinted at collaborating with former ALDC dancers, a twist that could flip the whole rivalry on its head. While Kathy was planning her next big move, Abby couldn't shake the sense that the Candy Apples weren't gone. They were lurking. She started cracking down on her team with even more intensity, fearing that any slip-up could be exploited. Even the ALDC moms noticed the shift. Abby became more aggressive in rehearsals, less tolerant of mistakes, and obsessed with perfection. Behind the scenes, some speculated she was unraveling, all thanks to Kathy's relentless pursuit. Kelly quipped, "It's like Kathy lives rent-free in Abby's head." And she just remodeled. In a last-minute twist, Kathy crashed another competition uninvited, entering an independent dancer under a fake studio name, only to reveal during awards that it was, in fact, a candy apple. Cue gasps from the crowd. The dancer won first place. Abby stormed out. That moment became one of the most re-watched clips of the season. Kathy's smirk? Iconic. Her revenge? Complete. Underscore 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 underscore. Sure, Kathy didn't take home as many trophies, but she controlled the narrative. She created chaos, made headlines, and turned dance moms into a full-blown soap opera. In a world ruled by competition, Kathy played by her own rules and somehow still came out on top. Whether you love her or love to hate her, one thing's for sure, the Candy Apples aren't going anywhere. If you thought Kathy Nesbitt Stein was done after Nationals, think again. Part 4 of the Candy Apples Flashback saga is pure dance-fueled drama, and the chaos is juicier than ever. Kathy is no longer just the quirky rival with sarcastic one-liners. She's full-blown strategic now, pulling off next-level sneak attacks, stealing talent, and building an empire designed to take Abby Lee Miller down one pirouette at a time. In the aftermath of yet another ALDC win, Kathy knew she had to evolve. So she revamped the Candy Apples Dance Center, fresh paint, new teachers, and a fierce new slogan. "We don't follow, we lead." The rebrand was more than cosmetic. Kathy wanted to send a message that her studio wasn't just the underdog anymore. She was planning a full-blown takeover. With reality cameras rolling, Kathy brought in some surprising new recruits, including dancers from rival studios, guest choreographers from major dance shows, and even a few disgruntled ALDC cast-offs. It was a bold move, and Abby took it very personally. Yes, Kathy's daughter Vivian returned to the lineup, but this time, Kathy had a plan. Vivi wouldn't just be the comic relief or the underdog anymore. Kathy got her a private coach, upped her training, and gave her a solo with a message. The routine, titled The Forgotten Doll, was clearly a jab at Abby's favoritism and how certain dancers got overlooked. Did it win first place? No. But did it get people talking? Absolutely. And in Kathy's world, buzz is better than a trophy. At one regional showdown, Kathy took things way too far, even for her. She hired a guest choreographer who just so happened to have worked briefly with the ALDC. The plan? Use the inside knowledge to design a Candy Apples number that directly countered Abby's current group routine. Abby lost it. She accused Kathy of industrial espionage. Yes, really. The confrontation backstage was so intense, producers had to step in. But Kathy, cool as ever, just smiled and said, "Well, I can't help it if I do my homework." In a surprise twist, Kathy began targeting the ALDC minis. She brought in her own crop of young prodigies, polished, prepped, and pre-programmed for victory. The dance moms were fuming. Kathy's mini team went head-to-head with the ALDC's youngest and even beat them in one jaw-dropping group number. The ALDC moms cried favoritism. Kathy just called it payback. Suddenly, the kids' competition wasn't just about who was the best dancer. It was about whose mom could scream louder. Whether you love her or not, you have to admit, Kathy always knew how to deliver a line. Kathy's chaos reached new heights when she teased an episode featuring a secret former ALDC dancer, only to reveal it was a guest appearance by a fake-out. The dancer resembled Kendall Verts, but it turned out to be a lookalike hired to mess with Jill. Jill's reaction? Screaming, storming out, threatening to sue. Kathy's response? Laughter. Later, Kathy did manage to recruit a real former ALDC soloist, and Abby completely unraveled. That dancer's performance stole the SPO. Kathy's chaos reached new heights when she teased an episode featuring a secret former ALDC dancer, only to reveal it was a guest appearance by a fake-out. The dancer resembled Kendall Verts, but it turned out to be a lookalike hired to mess with Jill. Jill's reaction? Screaming, storming out, threatening to sue. Kathy's response? Laughter. Later, Kathy did manage to recruit a real former ALDC soloist, and Abby completely unraveled. That dancer's performance stole the spotlight at a major comp and placed above the ALDC group. It was poetic revenge. The candy apples are back, and this time, Kathy has completely thrown the rulebook out the window. In Part 5 of our Flashback compilation, the Antics don't just push boundaries, they demolish them. From staging public confrontations to infiltrating Abby's events and turning competitions into battlegrounds, Kathy's war against the ALDC reaches an all-time high. What unfolds is less about dance and more about domination. Kathy crashes the award stage. We all knew it was coming. Kathy, unable to bite her tongue, took her battle with Abby to the literal stage. During a heated regional competition, Kathy stormed the awards ceremony after the candy apples narrowly lost to the ALDC. The moment the ALDC was announced as first-place winners, Kathy stood up, marched on stage, and grabbed the mic. "You call that dancing? I've seen better footwork in a toddler ballet recital." The crowd gasped. Abby seethed. Security escorted Kathy out, but the damage was done. The moment went viral. It was peak Dance Moms drama, and it cemented Kathy as the chaos queen. Accusations fly. Judges in the hot seat. After yet another loss, Kathy wasn't just mad. She was convinced the judging was biased. She confronted the panel backstage, cameras rolling, accusing one judge of favoritism. "You've scored Abby's studio before. How's that fair?" The confrontation was heated. One judge walked off. Kathy claimed the entire system was rigged. And in classic Kathy fashion, she brought receipts, clips from past episodes, scoring inconsistencies, and even online rumors. Whether her claims were valid or not, it created a storm online. Abby called it desperation. Kathy called it exposing the truth. The candy apple masterclass leak. In one of the most shocking stunts to date, a candy apples masterclass was mysteriously leaked. And guess who showed up? An ALDC dancer, secretly attending the session. Kathy acted surprised on camera, but fans speculated she leaked the invite on purpose. When the ALDC moms found out, it was war. Screaming matches erupted. One mom even threatened to pull her daughter from the team. Kathy just smiled and said, "If they want real training, they know where to find us." Sabotage? Props go missing. At a major competition, the ALDC's props for a group number mysteriously went missing, only to be found hours later in the Candy Apples trailer. Kathy denied everything, of course. "I don't even know how your cheap plastic wings ended up in our space," she said with a shrug. Abby was livid. Producers tried to intervene. The entire weekend spiraled into suspicion, accusations, and tension, so thick you could cut it with a rhinestone tiara. Underscore 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 underscore. New talent, old rivalries. Kathy unveiled a brand new prodigy, a dancer named Ava, whose height, technique, and elegance immediately drew comparisons to the ALDC's elite. Even Abby admitted Ava was good. But the moms? Oh, they hated her. Not because of her dancing, but because Kathy used Ava to directly mimic one of ALDC's award-winning routines. The Candy Apples performed a piece called Plastic Perfection, clearly mocking Abby's infamous Living Dolls number. Abby snapped. It's not parody, it's plagiarism. Underscore 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 underscore. The moms face off again. You know it's not Dance Moms without a full-blown mom battle, and part 5 delivers. In one of the loudest, most chaotic scenes ever, Kathy and Jill nearly came to blows after Kathy accused Kendall of being a studio hopper. Jill screamed. Kathy laughed. Holly tried to play peacekeeper but got dragged in. Lines of the day. Kathy, you don't raise dancers, you raise divas. Jill, at least my kid's not being used as a pawn in your sad little vendetta. Underscore 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 underscore. The Candy Apple commercial. In a genius PR move, Kathy released a commercial for the Candy Apples Dance Center, and it aired during a rerun of Dance Moms. The ad featured flashy dance clips, testimonials from parents, and a not-so-subtle jab. Real training. Real talent. Real results. Abby saw red. She called it tacky, cheap, and desperate. But it worked. Enrollment at Kathy's studio shot up. Mission accomplished. Underscore 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 underscore. Twist ending. Abby extends an olive branch. In the final moments of part 5, Abby did the unthinkable. She invited Kathy for a neutral sit-down. Fans speculated it was staged. But Kathy showed up anyway, in leopard print and a bulletproof attitude. They met at a neutral studio, surrounded by cameras and producers. Tension was thick. Abby tried to stay civil. Kathy, however, came with a list of demands and grievances. The meeting ended in tears, not because they made peace, but because they realized just how deep the grudge had gotten. Just when you thought the rivalry couldn't escalate further, Kathy Nesbitt-Stein throws the first step ball change in a brand new battle plan, and this time she's not playing around. Part 6 of this chaotic Candy Apples compilation brings next-level strategy, brutal betrayals, and a flash mob nobody saw coming. This isn't just about competitions anymore. This is personal, and it's all-out war. Underscore 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 underscore. Operation Flash Mob at the ALDC. In a bold and very public stunt, Kathy organized a full-blown flash mob outside the ALDC studio. With cameras rolling and music blasting, the Candy Apples team performed a slick routine to a remix of Bad Blood, because subtlety has never been Kathy's strong suit. The dancers wore shirts that read, "We don't need your approval," clearly directed at Abby. The moms watched in horror as Kathy gleefully filmed it all, turning the ALDC parking lot into her personal performance space. Abby called the cops. Yes, it happened. Kathy left before authorities arrived, laughing and tossing an apple into the air like a villain from a dance-themed soap opera. Underscore 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 underscore. Mole among the moms? Rumors swirled backstage after Abby caught wind that one of her own moms had been secretly texting Kathy. Speculation pointed to Melissa, who had recently been seen chatting with a Candy Apple's mom at an event. Melissa denied everything. But then text messages leaked. Just between us, that routine isn't ready for competition. Kathy posted the screenshots on social media, adding fuel to the fire. Abby felt betrayed. Melissa was grilled by the other moms. The trust inside the ALDC began to fracture. Underscore 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 underscore. The return of Anthony Burrell. Kathy called in her old ally Anthony Burrell, the choreographer with a sharp tongue and zero tolerance for mediocrity. With Anthony back in the mix, Candy Apple's choreography hit new heights in terms of polish, drama, and intimidation factor. Together, Kathy and Anthony cooked up a number titled Queen Killer, a direct dig at Abby's dominance. It was regal, dramatic, and full of references to Abby's infamous teaching style. When the number beat the ALDC's group dance at a major regional, Kathy didn't hold back. "Long live the real queen," she smirked. Underscore 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 underscore. Dancer defection. Chaos at ALDC. In the most jaw-dropping moment of the season, an ALDC dancer defected to the Candy Apples mid-season. Word spread that the dancer, who remained anonymous until the reveal episode, had grown tired of Abby's harsh critiques and wanted to actually enjoy dancing again. The defection stunned the team. Abby cried. The moms screamed. Kathy, of course, welcomed the dancer with open arms and gave her a solo titled Free to Be Me. At the next competition, the dancer performed with more joy and confidence than ever before and took first place. Underscore 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 underscore. Abby's retaliation, the snatched solo. Abby retaliated in signature fashion, with choreography. She gave Maddie a solo titled Snatched, which was a not-so-subtle commentary on dancers being lured away by empty promises. It was aggressive, fast, and filled with symbolism. The judges loved it. The fans were divided. Kathy? She called it bitter ballet. Underscore 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 underscore. ALDC versus Candy Apples, the Moms Showdown. At a two-day nationals event, tensions finally exploded into a full-on confrontation between the moms. Kathy's crew came in matching red jumpsuits. The ALDC moms mocked their outfits. Kathy fired back with a full monologue. "I dress for victory, not for vanity." Jill's response? She threw a water bottle. Producers had to step in. Again. Underscore 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 underscore. Social media warfare. Outside of the studio, the rivalry raged online. Kathy posted a viral TikTok with the caption, "We don't cry when we lose. We choreograph better." Abby fired back with an Instagram story showing her team rehearsing with the caption, "When the clowns are done, the artists take the stage." Fans took sides. Hashtags like hashtag Team Kathy and hashtag ALDC Forever started trending. The drama extended beyond the show, into real-life fan wars. Underscore 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 underscore. The press gets involved. Entertainment blogs picked up the feud. One article quoted a Candy Apple's mom saying, "We're not just the rival team anymore. We are the main event." Abby was reportedly furious and threatened to pull her team from future episodes unless producers got Kathy under control. Spoiler alert, they didn't. Underscore 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 underscore. The final battle, Nationals Showdown. All roads led to Nationals, the biggest showdown yet. Both teams came prepared. Abby pulled out all the stops with a haunting lyrical piece. Kathy, however, went theatrical with a Broadway-style routine titled Curtain Call. The performances were neck and neck. Tension was high. The audience was electric. When awards rolled around, the Candy Apples took second. ALDC took first. Kathy smiled and whispered, "We won't be second forever." Then she turned to the camera and said, "This isn't the end. It's just the intermission."